Hey everyone, and welcome into today's episode of the Top Cut Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. We're your hosts, Sonny and Caleb.
Yo guys!
And today we have something very special for you. We have a guest for the first time. We have Mason. Introduce yourself, Mason.
Hey guys, how's it going? Mason Broadway, Shreveport, Louisiana. Been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For ever now. Yeah, it's basically me.
Around what time did you get into the game?
I first got in I was a kid, but I didn't really understand it too much. Like I got out around Dark Crisis, and I got back in 08. Forgot what the set was at the time.
Teledad. Rough.
Yeah, Teledad is. But of course I wasn't playing that. Let's be honest. I was still like 17, 18 at the time.
Yeah. So, just a quick jump. What are some of your achievements throughout the game?
It was a long time ago, so we don't really care anymore. But it is the top 32 at YCS Dallas. Multiple top 8s at regionals. I got second place, third place. I got every place at a regional except first and 8th. Case tournament win. Case tournament second place. Locals wins are infinite, but no one cares about that. Yeah. I guess bubbled to come up with some YCSs. Almost like day 2 nationals once. Other than that, that's it.
Even so, to have top 32s and numerous regional wins, going to Nats consistently. You've probably been in Nats 10 times now at this point.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, even just the consistency there of consistent top-level play and consistent, not just tops, but appearance at all these high-level events really says something to your long-term knowledge of the metagame.
Also, marauding captain beat Billy Brake. Got him.
Fair. Can't let that one slide. So, the main thing we wanted to talk about, though, is today we had the what they called the Yu-Gi-Oh! Day at our locals. It's not even an OTS yet. They're still going through certifications and stuff. But Mason's from the Shreveport locals. We're from Alexandria locals. And it's about a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, it's about a 2-hour drive. Shreveport to Alexandria.
It's only an hour for us because of where we live, but... So today we started off, we had a GOAT tournament. I think we had like 13 people enter. And I think I got, 8th. Caleb got,
6th.
6th. Mason.
I'm very proud of that 6th place.
Second if you don't count the tiebreakers. Yeah, second.
Yeah. And how'd you do?
Man, I went 1-3. I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it?
No, it was bad.
So, This was, Caleb, how long has it been since you've played in an actual, in-person event?
Let's see. The last time was when Exaton was still at $100 a copy.
2014?
Yeah, 2014.
Before Duelist Alliance?
Yeah. That was when we went to that,
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it, Cyphicon?
Megacon.
Yeah, it was Mechacon. We went to Mechacon, ended the tournament there, and then afterwards sold off what we had, and had fun to the rest of the con.
Yeah. All your stuff gets stolen except for a few things. You just sell off whatever's left and roll.
True.
Yep.
True.
I was on my Dolces.
You were undefeated in that tournament too.
Yeah. Yep.
Undefeated.
The Army suit is pretty good.
Undefeated headed into the last round.
Yep.
Entire deck gets stolen.
Bruh.
Sell it and roll. So, does anything stand out today, Mason, for you?
I missed the high-level competitive play that I got to see today. I do see that. That's a standout for me because where I'm from, I don't want to bad talk my local. But...
Not a lot of casual play.
Yeah.
And then the people there who want to play meta, they're just salty about it. They don't learn anything from it. They just say, "Oh, I lost, run away." But yeah, today was great. Everybody was great. The ones I lost, it was unfortunate. I don't think there's anything different I could have done about it.
I think it's important to note, though, not to cut you off, it is important to note that after the GOAT tournament, there was an 8-man single elimination pod tournament that was advanced. So, which I think you got second. Mason
As
got
well.
second.
Second
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. So what did you play against?
In the GO tournament?
Both, whatever.
GOAT tournament, round 1 was against Fully here. He's playing the Mimic Control deck. Round 2, I played against a Chaos Turbo Mirror. Round 3, I think I played against you.
Yep, that was against me.
Warrior.
Yep, Chaos Warriors.
And then round 4, I played against the winner. He's playing like a Chaos Control with the scapegoats and stuff.
Yeah.
Went to game 3.
What were you on?
I was on Chaos Turbo.
Okay.
But I didn't play the Night Assailants, the card destruction. I played the one of utility cards like Tribe and Tsukiyomi and stuff like that instead. Which I think those are better.
I main deck Suki and the
Yeah,
Night Assailants and
Suki's
the,
so good. You have to
destruction.
play that card.
Yeah, people start cutting Tsukiyomi in the Chaos Turbo builds, and I don't agree with it.
You have to at least play one. Like it's
I
just
think so. That's what I play one.
like even a simplified game state. If you're sitting there like with a Dakoichi, like you can just keep turboing. You're getting more advantage than they are. Like,
You're gonna plus forever. And it's like if you have a Pot of Greed in the graveyard and a Magician of Faith, you're just gonna plus forever.
In game 3, it came down to I had to set Dust Tornado because I was playing around his back row, and I had a BLS I was holding, so I just I passed. I'm at like he's at like 1,000 or less or something like that, and I'm at like 5,000 something. And he had the perfect combination to win. He dropped, he tributed for Thunder Dragon and dropped double Chaos Sorcerer, and then swung in for game.
Jeez.
And I had to need one more turn. I needed a turn to flip the Dust Tornado and then assure the BLS got in there for game. But
Right.
he plays safe sometimes, and he hadn't used Torrential or Mirror Force yet, so there's no way.
That's something about Go format is that a lot of times you end up playing it a little safer, and sometimes even in Go format, playing that safer, longer game, it can lose you the game.
Yep.
Overthink it.
That's why aggro just steals wins sometimes. 2,000 monster just punching every turn, puts you on the clock.
Berserk Gorilla, heck of a card.
Berserk Gorilla is a mega card.
Oh yeah. No, I was on the receiving end of that, and then game 3 in our game, I snatch stole it and just returned to Monkey Gorilla Fist.
Return to Monkey.
Okay. I guess the advanced tournament playing against Dragon Link
Yeah, which was me again.
And
How'd that game go?
It was good. It was good. Get to game 3.
Yeah.
Game 3.
I just want to say the 2 games against you were easily the 2 best games of Yu-Gi-Oh! I've ever had.
Thank you very much. Very much.
I think he was talking himself up, not you down, so,
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
he's proud of that.
I love good games.
Mason, do you realize that you've had this like iconic image in our head for basically a decade?
No, I did not.
Yeah, you do now.
Round 2 played against the Zoo Eldritch guy. That was a game where I could not mess up at all. At not once. Cannot mess up at all. Cannot.
Right.
But the reason he lost is because he messed up twice. That's what got it. He ended up going into Borbo first in game 3. That lost him the game. He was trying to play around Winda because he knew I had Schism because I had it back.
Yeah.
He tried to play around Winda so hard because he has the Borbo now and he has a dead Zeus on field, no materials. Mm-hmm. He's playing around Winda so hard. He starts stacking up. He puts all of them on there. Dryden's already gone because I banished it with Ariel earlier in the game. Mm-hmm. He has a Whiptail and like 3 materials on it. He goes into battle. I'm like before battle, and I flip it to Schism, and I summon Construct and send to Zeus. And he can't do anything because he has a Shakanon. He should have saved the Borbo for the last.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if that would have got him game because I have Alistair in hand, but that really cost him. And another time, he should have popped his own Cursed Eldland with Trident, and he didn't do it, and that kind of cost him some advantage later on in the game.
Yeah, that's Dylan. He's actually one of the best players at that local. He's a very, very
I
good
could tell.
Yeah. There's like 3 players at that local that like are like I don't think there's several good players at that local, but him and a couple others are like consistently top. Whatever, like Mendenhall Case tournament or they go to Pandemonium and play, and they consistently do well. So.
And in the final round, I play against Dragon Link again, and then I win game 1 because Cosmic is surprisingly good against that deck. I think I negate one of his cards, and the only card he has to extend is the Boot Sector Launch, and I Cosmic it. And then I have the Mechaba free, so he can't really do anything. Game 2, he got full combos. Game 3... by the way, I draw Fleur de Lis all 3 games. I just hard draw Fleur de Lis all 3 games going for my first hand.
It's pretty good.
Game 1, I killed him with it. It was cool. It was two Mechaba and a Fleur de Lis for 8 grand straight. But game 2 and 3, I drew it too. Game 3... What happened game 3?
He had the Cosmic and
yeah, okay, so I'll go first. I go Mechaba, and then Shaddoll Fusion, send for Construct, send Schism, go into the link with Construct, grab Schism back, and I have Schism Judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Schism Judgment, the link, and Mechaba, and I'm like, okay, he shouldn't be able to get out of this. So he draws... And then he Cosmics in standby, the Schism, so Judgment. I don't have a spell in hand for Mechaba. And then he Twin Twisters. I'm like, okay, there's no way out of this.
Yeah.
So he ended up getting in. He had to have 2 forms of interruption. And then he's down to 2 cards. He upstarts. And he activates a monster effect, and I negate with Mechaba. The only way he gets any further is if he drew a normal summon at the upstart, because he didn't have one before it. Because the way he played, he didn't have one. The upstart gave him the Black Metal Dragon.
Right.
To play the game. Yep.
I played against him round 2, and he was that Phantom Knight package that he was running kind of messed me up pretty good. Yeah, I love that.
When he Silver Rocketed, he sent my Magistus Light girl. He banished that. He should not have done that. He should have banished the Starving Venom, because if I top deck Super Poly, he'd have lost for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that, and I saw the Starving Venom. I was like, why didn't he just get rid of the Super Poly target? Because then that kind of makes...
yeah, exactly. Because you have Borreload Savage and the Sphere. I'm like, why would you need to do that?
Yeah.
Why would you need to banish the light? I don't understand.
Yeah,
he is a really he's really young, and he's still very new to the deck. He's a great player though, but he's still very new to the deck. So
yeah,
something to learn from.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I played against him round 2, and he got me. Game 1, he built a board and had the interruptions that he needed. I mean, it's just Dragon Link. They're gonna have games like that.
Mm-hmm.
Game 2, I opened Tenki, Ram, Hammerkong Trident, and set a Book of Moon and a Solemn Strike, and he opened Twin Twister.
Oh, I'm about to say, any other time that's dead to rights.
Yeah. So, I got the interrupt, though. I ended up winning that game, because I think after that, he basically just bricked.
Oh, okay. That's rare.
It's rare, but it happens. I was like, oh, cool, you just won the game. And he was like, we'll see. And I did turn around and I beat him. Ice Dragon's Prison. Heck of a card.
Oh, that card's broken.
That card's insane.
Heck of a card.
I love that. That's my favorite trap card. That's favorite new trap card.
It's my favorite trap card right now.
Yeah.
That and TT.
Yeah.
Dude, I kill people with Torrential. I murder people with Torrential.
Oh, he's done it to me several times.
Oh, dude, in testing, that's the only reason I know where to interrupt Dragon Link is because I play against Caleb. I murder him with Torrential every time. Torrential and IDP. Extend the hand, bro.
Oh, I will say something about that. The Phantom Knight Dragon Link deck. I like the Phantom Knight Dragon Link deck, but that deck is the most open to Nibiru deck I've ever seen in my life. Like, it is... You can let them get through the entire combo, and they're not putting Negate out there until the very, very end. They don't make it so savage till the last play.
Last play, yeah.
Last play. They've gone through like 12 cards in their extra deck by that point. If you get Nibiru'd on that, you just game.
Yeah, their only play is if they're running Rocket Synchron.
Yep.
Then they can go either Scarlight or
Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. And
that's what it is. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss.
That's what I'm on personally.
Which, if you have to do that,
you're already in a bad spot.
Yeah. things are already looking pretty crusty.
Yeah.
So, Caleb, how'd your day go?
I think it went far better than I could ever have anticipated. I mean, first tournament back in the game for 6-7 years at this point, nearly a decade. Got 6th place in my first tournament. Yeah, like I said, I decided to do Chaos Warriors because I had been playing Gearfeed Warrior before, and I really liked that.
Dude, Warriors is the choice if you know you're going to see a lot of chaos.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that's probably I assumed we were going to see a lot of chaos, so I figured keep going with the Warrior package. But I took out the Gearfrieds and the Smoke Grenades due to that not being exactly very
good.
Not that it's not good, not that it's not consistent.
Yeah.
I can't consistently just rip my opponent's entire hand out. Just take
funny,
it.
Though.
Yeah, it's funny whenever I do it.
Funny.
Best opening being Gearfeed 3 Smoke Grenades. Let's go with the duo.
Gearfeed 3 Smoke Grenades duo, and you just win.
Yeah, you don't have a hand anymore.
That's an FTK.
Yeah, pretty much an FTK. Yeah.
Yeah, which I've done once.
Against me, it sucked.
Yeah, I've done it once.
I top deck BLS and had all the light targets.
Big brain play. You just set 3 Smoke Grenade turn 1. They're like, dude, I can't resist, man. Play heavy. Oh,
Heavy storm.
Man. They can't resist the 3 back row. They can't resist the +2, man. +2 is too strong.
I just don't have enough wrinkles on my brain for that kind of play, man. Oh my god. Game 2. So game 1 I got by because we were at a odd number of people.
Right.
So game 2 it was up against Stallburn, and I was actually the feature match there.
Let's not talk about how many burn players.
I'm so glad you beat that guy, man.
So am I. As soon
I didn't see a single one of these burn players that won't get
there was what 3 or 4 at least.
Yeah.
I dodged every one of them.
Anyway, so like as we're setting up, another friend of his walked up and said, "Hey, don't make us look like chumps." I made him look like a chump. Mystic Swordsman level 2 for the game, baby. 900 attack. I don't care. Level 2. I don't care about level limit area B. 900 attack.
None of that.
Yeah, gravity bind.
Face down you got there, brother.
900 attack. I don't care about messenger apiece.
Literally none of it.
And they kept setting monsters, and eventually got to the point to where he was sitting there with, I know it was a morphing jar in hand because he searched it off of Songen, and he was just sitting there holding it like, if I set this, it's just going to be fodder for your Mystic Swordsman level 2, which I just book-a-mooned to protect my moth.
I mean,
I think it was Maul. I don't remember what it was, but
I mean, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's dead.
Yeah. So we go into game 2. I sight in Green Kappa, which I didn't see. Not Chick the Yellow.
Cliff the Trap Remover.
Yeah, Cliff the Trap Remover. Turn 1, I set a song and he runs it over. I get Cliff. And the dude who was recording went, "This man. This guy. I like this guy." And then, then as I was sighting out, he saw the green cap and went, "I like this man."
Yeah.
I remember Green Captain coming in. That's such a good card.
Of course, clutch.
The only thing I don't like about it is I wish it didn't have to blow up 2.
I wish it literally just said up to 2.
Yeah.
Then it would be the
So
perfect
much better.
card.
Yeah.
So we're gonna shift. I hope you don't mind me cutting you off, Caleb. We're gonna shift a little bit here.
No, that's cool.
We're gonna move into a little bit more. Before we get into meta, there's just a couple of questions I want to ask Mason, because you've played the game longer and more consistently than anybody in this room. So first off, I know you have a lot of them. Favorite meta, favorite format, and if it's not one format, because I know formats. When we were playing back in the day, it was 6 months. Now they're 3 months, 3-4.
There is definitely a lot of them.
time zone.
There's definitely a lot of them.
Is there one that just sticks out in your mind that you were like that?
Gear
that
Gia.
was, yeah? Dude, I love that deck.
It's Gear Gia. Pure Gear Gia. I love that format.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one, that would be it. The others would be like 2011 Plant Sinker Agent format.
I hear a lot of players that were on a more competitive level and, big brain
That
players.
that format's really, really skillful. Like there's a lot of decks out there. There's like Plants and Groves playing Caius and like Econ. Like, Econ is one of the most skillful cards I've ever seen. Like you have to know how to play that card.
Yeah.
Like agents is a control deck. You gotta know when to drop your cards and when to dot.
Yeah.
Man, that format's really good. Dino Rabbit.
Yeah.
Injector Windup. That's a good one. Except Dino Rabbit's a little ridiculous with Lagius at 5, but
I realized that. So I feel like in that format, and we talked a little bit about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Windup was actually the best deck all along, but they were so focused on hand looping that they didn't realize that they also had the best toolbox in the game.
And I think the other part is they didn't have shock.
That's true. At that time, they didn't have Shock Master.
Yeah, they didn't have shock, so they couldn't lock you out. And like the hand loop was just so good. But like you could also hang on with like rabbit loop, so you wouldn't die.
Yeah,
that was really good. The good thing about the deck, like they have a rank 5 toolbox with instant fusion.
Yep.
Volcasaurus, like Gaia Dragon, Thunder Charger, stuff like that.
And on top of the rank 5 toolbox, they would go into, and a lot of people thought this was really dumb at the time, but I loved to play. What was it? Tempo?
Tempo is one of my top 3 favorite exceeds of all time. That card is so good.
Really?
I'm not playing it either.
Like, everyone that I know of who you bring up Tempo, they go, that was one of my favorite exceeds.
Dude, I have gotten top 4 regionals because of Tempo.
Yeah.
Like, personal Tempo story, and it's the best one I have, is... What regional was that? It was Little Rock. Little Rock. I'm X1. We're in round 8.
Mm-hmm.
Playing against a Dark World guy. I'm going to lose this game. He has everything.
Keep in mind, listeners, at this time, Dark World was like an actual deck.
Like, he has everything, dude. But I cleared the board, and he makes an Acid Golem. And he swings in and then says go, and I have Tour Guide. What was it? Not a Tour Guide. It was Geargia Mark II.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I think you lose the game for no reason. Because you made that card. So I go Mark II, bring back Geargiano, make Tim Tempo. All right, take a material off. Go ahead, draw for turn, set my face, take a material off.
Yeah.
He tries to bring Graphic back. I'm like, you can't special summon.
Yeah.
And you can't attack either. And you just burn for $2,000.
Every turn.
And then I draw, and I'm like, oh, he's at 1900, pass. And then stand my face and burn himself to death.
Yep.
Like he lost himself that game.
Oh my god. He got greedy.
Yep. And then the guy I lost to won the regional, so I got second.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Okay.
That's pretty good. So, I hear a lot of those 2011, 2012, 2013 formats were some of your favorite formats to play the game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do any of them stick out as formats where you're like, nope, I'm done, I'm out? I quit?
Spiral.
Yeah.
Spiral. I quit the game for that whole format. I was not playing the game in that format.
They went tier 0 at that time, yeah.
Yeah. There was no playing around it.
We got
I even played in Goki format. That tells you something. Like I played in the Topologic Gumblar Dragon Goki format.
Don't remind me of that, man.
And then, but
Wrong
I would
game.
not play in the Spiral Double Helix format. That was just not with Firewall. That was not happening.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of players that really love the game. Are like, yeah, I'm not playing. This is the end.
Like that national where Goki first broke out. That was a fun national. That's before the Goki deck had been solved and it wasn't as broken as it was yet. I played the Skyscraper Trickstar deck, and that deck was really good.
So, what is it about that Spiral deck that you're like, no, I'm good?
If there is a format in which you can't summon a monster because your opponent main decks cherries and so do you, there's a problem with the format.
Yeah.
Like if you normal summon a monster and they have cherries, you lost. Because they have double helix and you don't.
There's a really famous finals of a YCS where for I think 10 or turns or so, they're passing back and forth because they each have cherries in hand. They're just setting pass. That went on for
Call by the Grave wasn't out yet. I don't think.
There was no call by the Grave.
Yeah, it wasn't out yet.
So that happened for literally 10 plus turns. Not even joking.
Wow.
It was ridiculous.
Yep.
And
then someone finally committed and got punished.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, no,
it's horrible.
That sounds very much like a meta of if I commit first and you have it, I lose.
And YCS Dallas, that was the only event the full power Spiral deck was legal. I'm pretty sure it took 31 out of 32 spots. I'm pretty sure.
Jesus.
Like, I'm pretty sure it did.
I think that qualifies it as tier 0.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Anything over 65% representation is 2-0.
Yeah, but come on. 31 out of 32?
Mermail format. Mermail format's one I'm really fond of.
Yeah.
The mono Mermail deck is
so
good.
I actually have a very fond memory about the Mermail format.
I have a less than fond memory about the Mermail format.
So-
and it involves Mason.
So we were at YCS, what was it, Austin, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talk about that.
Yeah, we were
No, we're going to talk about this.
Oh, no.
This memory involves you, my friend.
Okay, so with my memory though, I already had 2 losses due to Mermail.
We played Jank in this event.
Yeah, I was playing Fire King avatars. I didn't have Wolfbark because I couldn't afford him.
Too expensive.
And Yaksha wasn't out for another month. So I was just running straight up Nephthys, Garunix Loop, Fire Kings.
Control.
A wrong circle.
Yeah, exactly. You know it.
I played that deck.
Oh, it's so fun, isn't it?
Coast Soldier was dumb.
Yeah, I just wish we would have had him. I just wish we could have gotten him. Anyway, so I said, you know what, this is enough. Enough is enough. I quit the main event and I go over to Attack of the Giant card. And they're kind of going down the list of people, and Billy Brake is there. And Attack of the Giant card for whatever reason. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm going to lose. Let's have some fun. First opponent, Pure Mermail again. That's 3 duels in a row with Pure Mermail. And he sits down, and I summon Fire King Avatar Barong to start. And he goes, oh, this is going to be an easy win. And I went, oh, really now, sir? And then I proceed to Nephthys Garunix Loop him.
That's the way.
This is the way.
And there was about 3 turns there where I could have just attack for game, and I didn't.
Prove a point.
To prove a point. Game 2 he won with 100 life points remaining. Game 3 he won with 1,300 life points remaining. He came in there he looked like he was fresh out of the shower. By the time the duel's over, he had sweat stains and went down to his belly button. Because he thought he was about to get his rear end handed to him by Fire Kings.
I disliked my YCS Austin experience.
So did I.
I had Mermails built, and I just decided to not play them.
I know, because I was gonna play I was gonna play Dino Rabbit. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I showed up to the event. I was like, all right, where's Mason? Let me borrow this Dino Rabbit.
I was
deck.
like, bro, I'm gonna counter the meta, bro. I'm gonna counter the meta, bro. Everybody's playing Mermail, bro.
Big brain play.
I'm just gonna play Macro Rabbit. They can't win. They just can't win, bro.
And so I was like,
you know what happened though? I never played a single Mermail.
I always wondered, dude. I never caught up with you after that event. I never caught up with you. I didn't know whatever happened that.
I think I won round 1 because round 1 was a joke, and then after that I played like a mirror and like some other stuff that didn't matter. Macro just didn't matter. Like Di-Fi didn't matter. Like there was just no Mermail.
Dude, every round I played, it was Macro Rabbit. Like every round.
They were ready. No one had the Mermail deck yet. It had just come out.
It won the event.
Yeah, Oscar Zalea won.
Yeah, well, no, because my first 2 rounds were Mermail, and then my first round in the side event, Attack of the Giant card, was another Mermail.
Yeah, he caught all the Mermails for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently. You're welcome.
I played 6 Sam. To this day, I don't.
Yes,
I don't know how to play that deck.
Yeah, I lent him my 6 Sam deck. This is after Gateway got banned.
I love and hate that deck so much.
I like the card art and just the way the deck plays.
Yeah, I love the theory behind the deck. I love the concept. I hate the deck.
Were you playing when Gateway was at 3 and the Legendaries came out?
Nope.
No. I didn't get the deck until the structure deck came out.
There was only like 2 decks that could beat that deck in that format.
Really?
Yeah, but it wasn't even guaranteed at all.
What format was this?
That was late 2010, early 2011, I think.
Okay, so what are the decks at this time?
Legendary 6 Samurai, Gravekeeper with the new support that came out as it was a combo of the structure deck and Recruiter had just came out of Strike Blast.
Yeah.
And that deck was insane because Royal Tribute was at 3 and
Yep.
And that deck would just sack people and Necro Valley was really good too.
Yeah.
I mean, Necro Valley is just always good.
Like the Gravekeeper's Descendant, like pop for free. Like send a recruiter, pop, and then you search something.
And roll tribute and rip your opponent's hand.
And you're immune to like steal's immune, so you just grab your stuff back.
Yeah.
You have all these trap cards. Egg Saber was still in the format, kind of. Well, no, not at that point. That was the other event. Blackwings was there, but Whirlwind was at 1. They still had 3 Kalut though.
Man, me and Caleb remember trying to build that deck after it had been neutered by the ban list. Even though Armor Master's still a $25 card at that point. This was when we were first getting in the game. We were in middle school.
Yeah, that was our first competitive deck.
I love Blackwings.
Well, competitive in air quotes.
Yeah, it's first time we actually waded into the competitive pool of actually let's try and build something that's kind of competitive. Because before I was on just dragons.
Yeah, I was on jank.
We were bad. As we said before, I had Komori Dragon main decked.
Oh, yeah. Komori.
Yeah, it was like that.
1500.
Yeah. My favorite thing to do was I would search out all three of my blue eyes, then pitch all 3 of them for montage. For a
We were there.
For a 9K montage.
Let's go.
And then Dragon's Mirror into a 5-headed dragon.
I died so many times.
I'll say back when I first started, we were all bad. Like the worst thing that ever happened to me was I was going in. I was going in. I played Future Fusion for Chimera Tech Overdragon. I sent every machine in my deck, bro.
Of course.
Sent Cyber Dragon every machine in my deck. He has 1 back row. I'm like, I don't care what that is. Here comes 16 grand, son. Attack, Magic Cylinder. I'm like, well, that's a thing, I guess.
Oh my god, dude.
I played Future Fusion and I overload for the Chimera Dragon.
Did you see that there was a Magic Cylinder running around today?
Was it really?
Yeah. Carrie Beth. Yeah.
He almost died to it.
No, I didn't.
No?
I have almost died to it before.
The theory behind Magic Cylinder isn't wrong if half the meta is Warrior. Because Warrior plays triple Solemn Judgment, and sometimes they will just die to that card.
That is true.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just for reference, I, in fact, do main triple Solemn Judgment.
Yep.
Against Burn, of course, I sided him out, but...
I gotta tell you the time that Solemn Judgment beat Burn for me.
Really?
Let's hear it.
Because he was gonna, I was at 8,000, and he was gonna, the last card on the chain did the most damage, and it depended on being that chain link. And I judgmented it, and he couldn't kill me.
Chain Strike?
Chain Strike.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, and another time he had just enough for game, and then I was like, alright, bro. Because he had just desserts and all that stuff. I was like, alright, Chain Snow. Banish my whole field and all my cards in my hand.
Oh.
I missed that card so much. Snow is so good, man. It doesn't deserve to be in the game because it's turbo broken, but
It's turbo broken.
Broken, sure.
it can chain on itself. That shouldn't happen. That should be a hard one.
Wait, it can chain on itself?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
You can activate that Diddy Crow, you do it again. You banish 14, bring it out.
Oh, that's
Wow.
And
ridiculous.
it Book of Moons, come on now. It does 2 things.
It does 2 whole things.
You can literally summon a power card, activate the monster effect. They Valor or Impermanent, you just chain Snow and then you get your effect. You just banish the monster.
I don't think it helps either that she's pretty big and a level 4.
Yep, and level 4. 1850 level 4.
Yeah, broken.
Light.
Light, yeah.
Should all fusion.
Worst case scenario, she's an 1850 beat stick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you seen people calling for that card to come back?
Some, but... okay, look. I want it back, but it's not for healthy reasons.
That's fair.
Dude,
At least you're aware.
I remember at that Pearl Regional, I had to play against Hani in the final round. And he's playing that BA, go second, break every kind of board in the world deck. I'm sitting here with, a Candina and, 2 back row, please don't kill me.
And, the deck list hadn't even made it out yet, but he told me about the deck. And I took 2 weeks later. I took that deck to the Fort Worth Regional, and I topped it.
So there's long
that deck's
gaps.
so dumb.
There's long gaps in me playing the game, and that man summoned a Yazi. I'm like, what does that thing do? And he summoned Mare off of him.
Yazi Mare was ridiculous.
That thing is an OTK by itself.
We're so lost right now.
Very.
Yazi comes out, pops itself, pops a card they control, and then when Yazi dies, it summons a worm from the deck.
The worm you summon is Mare. That thing lets you make 4 level 1 tokens.
You can use its effect up to thrice.
Yeah, thrice.
Per
Yeah,
turn.
three times.
It says thrice
on the card.
Yeah, so you make 3 tokens, level 1 tokens, and you just link climb into a Boral Sword and kill somebody.
Wow.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
And then first turn, Beatrice sent snow. So you're gaming them. That's just
That's insane.
and you're playing kaijus.
Dude, we played in the finals in that regional. He killed me twice, and like it took 10 minutes. It was
That's
the
insane.
fastest game of my life.
Every time I played against Sky Striker, it wasn't even fair. I would be like, all right, here's your game of seal. Because I played like 6 kaijus. I'm like, here's your game of seal. Now you can't activate any Sky Striker spells. Yazi?
GG's.
Game?
Yada yada no dazi.
So I do want to transition that as we get further and further along into the game's history. A little bit about the meta right now. The current advanced meta. I know none of us really play as much as we would like to in real meta events because of, obviously, the world situation.
The Backstreet Boys reunion tour.
Yeah. So...
I know that reference.
Good.
Yeah. So the question is, how do you feel about the format? Do you feel it's a healthy format? What little bit of a format we have?
It's definitely not healthy for many reasons. But
List them.
there are a lot of... Diversity in a game like this is only good for so long.
Okay.
Until you can't effectively tech and or side for certain decks. You have to play so many broad spectrum side deck cards and keep your deck kind of open and not focused that you can't like correctly play. Like you don't have any blowout cards versus like big meta decks.
Right.
Like because like Nibiru's like half the time it's good, half the time it's trash. So you can't main deck it. And like it just feels bad in the side deck. It feels bad
because it's like an auto loss game one. But if
like
it's
game one, if you don't win the die roll and you're playing against Dragon Link and you don't have Nibiru, it's like,
yeah,
Next.
Like you play against Dino and you don't have Lancia, it's like,
yeah, but you can't really main deck it.
no, you cannot.
And then you run into the issue with your main deck is so tight.
Yes,
I don't know if you've noticed that, if either of you have, but for me, my main deck at that point, if all my side deck cards are in the side deck, my main deck personally, and maybe this is just because I don't know how to properly side, my main deck is so full of what I consider to be like integral core cards. It's like, where do I lose space here? I'm losing consistency. I'm losing power ceiling.
like I'm playing 41 right now, and I literally cannot cut a single card. Literally cannot cut one.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Every card in there is too important.
I mean, it gets to the point where you have to have your full deck with defensive cards, Ash Blossoms, etc. And then you have to turn around and figure out how to cram 3 or 6 more in the side. I don't know.
I'm gonna sound like a broken record of everybody else who's quit the game and all that, but like the way the game has evolved, like advantage literally doesn't matter anymore. Like advantage means nothing.
Yeah.
When there's like, because like the game's nothing but tempo now. Like tempo cards are the better cards. Then like if I have 4 cards but my tempo card kills you, tempo card's better. Like
Yeah.
like I just don't like it too much.
Too many blowouts?
Like too many blowouts. Too many like just tempo swings. Like all the game is tempo swing. It's no like the skill in Yu-Gi-Oh now is the deck building. It's not the technical play.
Right.
Like technical play, it can GOAT makes you the best GOAT player.
Right.
But the best deck building makes you the best makes you the best player now because the decks almost play themselves now. Like I normal summon Alistair, I make Mechaba 3 times. Like I win the game.
Yeah.
I normal summon a dragon. Follow X combo. Activate Fractal. Summon Statue. Like I normal summon my zoo, make Zeus. Like the deck just plays normal summon Overraptor, Tyranno. Like, the decks just like play themselves now.
Right.
It's not like where you have to like think and like outplay your opponent, like mind game. There's no mind gaming. There's definitely none of that. You can't read back row anymore.
Right.
There's no reading what your opponent has of what they've played and how far you are into the game, how many cards they have left. You can't calculate probability because it just doesn't matter.
Right. Do you think that, especially on like a regional tournament level, do you think it's still a heavily skill-based game, or is it just luck at this point?
I mean, the skill is knowing what to do when you need to do it. Knowing if you play nothing but these meta decks all the time, you're gonna know when to interrupt them.
Right.
Do you have it or not? It's a better habit. But if you know how to play the deck better than your opponent and they don't have it, you win.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds pretty solid to me. Even with my Dragon Links, I'm very much having the exact same issue with that. I die so hard to various hand traps and such. So I got a deck in counters with the hand traps. Well,
Yep.
the number one hand trap counter is limited to one, so if they have a hand trap, I lose. Well, if they have multiple hand traps, I lose.
Anything but Ash, because Ash is terrible versus that deck.
Yeah.
Actually, though.
I sided out my Ashes against both Dragon League games.
You may as
Every
well.
game.
Okay.
It doesn't do enough.
Nope.
Too low impact.
Okay, so there was one game where I got nibbed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had Romulus, LP, and I had just played LP, and then I just gotten Pisty out, and they nibbed me, and I was just like, oh. But then there's also been other games where they nibbed me,
But you had Spheres.
but I had Spheres, and I just kind of shrugged, kept going, and I didn't have my normal field of a Spheres, 2-negate Borreload Savage, and a 3-negate Appaloosa on board, but I still had like a 2-negate Borreload Savage.
Yeah, I mean, Spheres is like a soft out to Nibiru, because you can still play
Right.
the game if you can get the tribute effect off.
Yeah.
So, with that said, do you think that the game has a problem? And if so, what is the problem?
I think there's so many cards. I don't think the ban list could solve it. Like, you'd have to ban way too many cards. Like, cards that wouldn't even make sense to ban right now, you'd have to ban.
Like what?
Gozen Match. Rivalry of the Warlords.
There can be only one?
There can be only one. Like, you have to limit or ban these cards. Like, because
All the
if you
floodgates?
come in here and say, all of Dragon Link's banned, all of Shadala is banned, all of Dinosaur's banned, like, you can't play these decks anymore. They come in here, they would have to do something to the decks below those decks too.
Right.
Like, Prank Kids would have to get hit. Like, all those other decks, Tri Brigade would have to get hit.
Do you think Prank Kids and Tri Brigade are like top
They don't
tier
hit. If
decks?
they don't hit Prank Kids, they're gonna be the deck just like Tri Brigade is next format. Unless we get Max Seed back, then that deck's never been played again.
Fair.
I mean, we're not getting Max Seed back, but if we did, every Prank Kid player can never play the game again.
Prank Kids and Tri Brigade, both those decks die
And D-Link.
unless we get cross-out designated.
I mean, unless you just normal summon a Ram, summon a Trident, and say go.
Yeah.
That's a trap. Okay.
Yeah, it's a trap trick. All right, bro, let's go.
So, I'll see you next time.
Like, in a format like that, Eldritch is like, they're gonna have to hit Eldritch too, because like in a format like that, Eldritch is too powerful at that point.
So, what's the solution? Is the solution to hit everything, or is
I don't know if I can give you a clear answer on that, because like
Like there has to be a solve. You know what I mean?
We might be too far gone.
Yeah, maybe it might be too far gone, or like Konami just makes these. They create these problems, and then like instead of like fully taking away these problems, they just create way more broken cards to deal with those problems.
Yeah.
Like even 3 years ago, can you even like believe that a card like Nibiru would exist? Like if you read that card, like this is a Pokemon card, okay? Like this card says draw 7 almost.
Yeah.
Like Dart Ruler no more. That's insane.
It's wild.
Like D-Shifter in the right hand, it says you can't play the game. Like that. Like those. Like when they made those 3 cards, I'm like, wow, we are in a new era of Yu-Gi-Oh. This is not the game I grew up with right here.
And to think that when those cards came out, people were like, yeah, I don't know about this.
Yeah, when the Nibiru came out, everybody's like, oh my god.
Dude, I remember like when Nibiru came out, everyone thought, oh, dude, combo's dead.
Yep.
It's dead. And then like here we are a few months later, and it's like, okay.
Can you imagine what it'd be like if Nibiru didn't exist though?
Oh, it'd be worse.
They wouldn't have to put them in negate before 5. They just like completely combo you out. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. You do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they don't have to put up a combo a negate before 5, they can just use those cards they use to make that negate as more extenders to make even a more broken board. Than they have.
Yeah.
Do you remember like Dragon Link before like the first couple of hits? Whenever they were whenever like Link Cross still existed,
Yeah.
and they were just making like a Herald before 5, and it's like, okay, well Nibiru does nothing now. Everyone just took it out of their decks.
The Eldritch deck,
Yeah.
that deck deserved to get hit.
Oh,
Even
the Jet Synchron.
yeah, even though I love that deck more than life itself, that deck deserved it.
I've heard that deck was like
because
dirt.
like you literally draw Jet, Jet and any random card in your hand is full combo. It doesn't matter what you drew.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was full combo. And
If you drew one of the Jet, one of the O-lines, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
O-line has a graveyard effect. We could banish and summon O-line from your hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, and if they Nibiru'd you, you're like, okay, I'm gonna play Eldritch now. I'm just gonna summon my Eldritch and set my trap cards.
And then you play like doubles of like your engine. So next turn you summon second Jet Synchron. We're gonna do it again.
Yep. And if you didn't get Nibiru'd, now you have Arclight, Savage, Eldritch, and Conquistador Haquera. Like it was insane.
And is this all off of a single Jet Synchron?
Yep.
One Jet Synchron.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes if you want to be Giga Broken, you play tuning and you.
Oh no, tuning.
you milk a
tuning.
a
Tuning
trap
is
card.
tuning mills like Conquistador. Is the most degenerate thing ever. It's like, oh, I'm gonna add Jet. Oh, I have Eldritch access now. Okay.
Yeah.
For free.
Oh, you would. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. You would draw like 5 cards. You play Hyper Librarian in this deck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that deck in like Animancipate.
Yeah, you would make Hyper Librarian. You'd make Hyper Librarian, go into Metal Marcher, draw a card, Formula Synchron, draw a card, Arclight, draw a card, and then Savage, draw a card. Like it was.
Do you think that people will play that format as like a retro format where it's like the Eldritch Synchro versus Adamancipator?
I hope not, because Eldritch Synchro was turbo broken.
That was a weird format too, because it never technically existed.
Yeah, it never got to be played in real life.
It was just all online tournaments.
Right.
Like,
So do you think that people will go back to that and be like, I bought this whole deck, I want to play this
I
format?
don't know why you would.
I wouldn't.
Like those games were not fun.
I love that deck, but I don't want to go back now.
Yeah.
Like
That format would be.
I felt bad for the people playing.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the people playing.
It was bad.
just show up to a tournament like, wow, this is a free win.
Yeah.
Like
I went first, and you can't Nibiru and Emancipator.
you walk in a room, where no one else is playing the Eldritch deck. Okay, you won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if they're playing I believe that deck was better than Emancipator.
Oh, it definitely was. It was
Like
it was more
if you
resilient.
could stop block, you won. Like none of the other cards was as good as block. None of them.
Was it worth playing something like 3 strikes just to stop it?
Yeah, probably.
You said you have to have them. Man,
If that deck had access to Ice Dragon's Prison,
oh my god.
Oh, that's true, because Ice Dragon's Prison wasn't legal yet.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's any deck in this format that stands out? Obviously, Dragon Link's good, but I mean, is there a deck to you that people are like, you're like, people don't talk enough about how great this deck is. This deck is broken.
I mean, everybody talks a lot about Dragon Link. Everybody talks a lot about Shaddoll. I really love Shaddoll. That's why I'm playing it.
I also like Shaddoll. I don't like Invoke Shaddoll personally, but I do love Shaddoll itself.
I think Alistair is so broken. I think they need to hit Meltdown. Meltdown is the degenerate card. There's too many actions. There's too many actions with Meltdown that you can do that's just unfair.
Like what?
You're playing a mirror, right? They
Yeah.
activate Shaddoll Fusion. You chain L Shaddoll Fusion. Your monster comes out. Their monster comes out. You get all your Shaddoll effects. They don't get any of them. You can't respond to your summon, your fusion summon.
Wow.
They don't get any Shaddoll effects. None of them.
Jesus.
Yep.
So,
Prank Kids, but everybody talks about that.
so
Go ahead.
if we have the problem decks of this format are Dragon Link, the Invoke Shaddoll Dogmatica deck, which we need to come up with a name for. Then you have, as far as actual problems,
That I think Prank Kids is a real big problem that will keep subsisting. You better have Twin in the standby phase, or you're just gonna get dunned. Dinosaur have to go.
yeah.
Dinosaur have to go.
It's just as we're about to get scrapped.
I'm biased because I've played Dinosaur and like my deck has a really good matchup versus Dinosaur, but like I know what it's like to be on the bad end of Dinosaur. Like,
Yeah, and like, didn't they just get aren't they about to get Scrap Raptor?
that's my theory.
as a common.
My theory is that it's common because they're gonna kill it.
It's got to be. I'm thinking they're.
If they wanted to push Dino again, Scrap Raptor would have been secret.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
I
Guaranteed.
can't believe it's a common.
Either that or they're another idea I had behind it being a common was that they're trying to push this product because, hey, Dino players, grab the Scrap Raptors while they're hot.
Yeah, but if they want to push it, they make it a secret.
Yep. Or they bring Harpor back and you play the Scrap Orcus deck.
Fair enough. Yeah, then my next thought was then just hit it.
Orcus is back in the format now. I think, like, to answer your question, the Orcus Eldritch deck is really good.
Yeah?
I think that deck's really good.
You think if Harpur comes back to one, it's like topping events?
Harpur doesn't need to come back to it looks like they're setting up for that, but I don't like it. I don't want to see Galatea again.
The really interesting thing about Harpur is they have it at 1 in the OCG.
Mm-hmm. They also have triple max C, though.
That is true.
that is true.
And one Galatea.
Yeah.
And cross out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is it? 2 copies of Called by the Grave?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Is that 2 or
It's
3
either
over
2 or
there?
3.
Two. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really played against Orcus, so I don't really know.
Orcus has so much. What's the word? Comeback potential? Like you'll clear their board and they just come back. Just do it again. Just do it again.
Recursion.
Yeah, the deck recurs itself.
Yep.
It's because when they got the symbols that brings them back from grave.
Right.
You got Galatea putting them back and setting their spells and traps.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
An orchestrated return, guys, can search Cycle Reader.
Yeah.
Just let y'all know that for Drytron.
Just so we know.
Just to be clear.
So, with us having, do you think that there's a clear and defined way to fix this format going forward?
Not without banning like 30 cards.
September 2013, it was 47.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, that needed to happen. We needed a reset in the game.
That is a fair point.
We were talking about Go format in the last pod. I don't know if you've listened to any of the podcasts, any of the episodes, but the last pod, the one that came out yesterday, when we were doing the research, we were like, man, the ban list right after GOAT format, when they murdered the GOAT deck, that ban list was wild.
It's like 25 cards changed somewhere on the ban
literally
list.
Literally 24 cards, 24 cards made a movement on the ban list. We were like, that's got to be the biggest one ever. September 2013, 47.
That was
we
the biggest.
counted. We counted 47.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's when Torrent went to 1, Compulse went to 1, like...
The Dragon Rulers were all
the Dragon
bad.
Rulers, like I think... Did Macaron and Dify get hit at that same time?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything got hit.
Everything got hit. Everything. Spellbook Judgment got banned. Like...
Oh, wait, no. I think that's when they limited I think they banned the babies and limited the rulers.
Yeah, because I think they... No,
They left the rulers at 3 and banned the babies, because we had that Plant Dragon format after.
I remember
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. No, I'm misremembering.
And they
that.
left Return from Different Dimension legal. Okay, Konami.
Wow,
yeah,
Konami.
I think they left it at 1.
Yeah, and that was the most sacky card you've ever seen, that format, too.
Yep.
God, it was like Future Fusion in the original Chaos Dragon deck.
Yep.
It was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'll never forget playing that Debris Dragon. That guy goes and matching me. And I sent my Colossal Fighter out and flip return for Triple Tempest and killed him. I'll never forget.
Triple
Rip.
Tempest.
That was at that first ARG in Dallas.
Triple Tempest.
Yep, I had Triple Tempest banished. I'm like, all right, send Colossal Fighter. He just looked at me strange, just like beyond belief. And I was like, all right, flip return. Time for game.
Rip that guy.
Bye.
Yeah, people... I don't know. People don't realize that deck was beyond broken even after it got hit twice. They tried for so long to keep that deck playable,
And it had been playable for a little while longer, and then they banned the the big dragon that sent everything. Oh my! They didn't ban him, but they banned the rulers because of him.
Oh, you're talking about
Dark
Matter.
Dark Matter.
Dark
Oh,
Matter.
Dark
banned-
Matter.
yeah.
Dark Matter.
The deck was
Xyz.
legal for 1 weekend, and it won all those
It
events.
was the Heradic ruler deck.
Yep, Heradic
Yeah,
Dark Matter
yeah.
deck.
Yeah, that it was a number 95 or 94.
Something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
something like
yeah. But like, yeah,
Finally banned him.
you'd have to hit so many cards.
to balance the format out.
Like,
You would
and
almost need like a full reset.
you need a huge hit, and like, I don't see them doing it. They're pushing too many decks at post format, like post this format.
Yeah.
Like Tri Brigade, that's not getting hit in any spectrum, any way.
Yeah, I don't think they'll hit Drytron anymore because they're pushing Move Beta Fafnir, which is why they banned Union Carrier.
Pick up your Drolls, guys.
Yup.
Yeah, you better have it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're not gonna hit. Well, I mean, most of the new archetypes that come out aren't very good.
No.
It
Like,
kind of makes me sad because like I want new stuff in the format, you know.
My problem with Konami was, okay, the format we were in We had like Virtual World. We had like what was it? What was the other deck at the time? We had
Drytron.
Virtual World, Drytron. I mean, we had the side decks. We had like we had the Shadal deck, we had the Dino deck, we had the Dragon Link,
Pranks,
on the
whatever.
side, Pranks. And then they just came along and killed both those decks. And then we just reverted to the format before that one. We just went back to Dragon Link.
Literally.
Like, they just reversed us to the format before. I think Virtual World should have had a little more time. Like that was, I never played the deck. I didn't really care about the deck, but like, come on.
You know what? I'm gonna say something weird about VFD real quick. As much as people hated that card, that let trap decks like flourish in the format.
It really.
We have talked about this before. VFD allowed trap decks to be amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like the Trap Shadal deck. Like, it was just pure just traps and pure Shadals, and you just get to set your stuff back. All right, dude, you got your VFD.
I actually kind of regret them banning VFD. I wish they'd have limited it so they couldn't make two.
Yeah.
But one VFD allowed you to play a trap deck. Now that VFD doesn't exist, you can't right now.
Like, Virtual World's a pretty cool deck, you know. I like the design, I like the way they play and everything.
I don't like VFD. VFD Resolving has a 97% win rate.
It's a 97% win rate if you play a combo monster deck. If I set 4 trap cards and say, got them.
No. At the time, I was actually playing pure Trap Shadal, and I loved it.
I'm going to set strike and look at my Faker in my hand. I'm like, dang.
You know what else VFD did that I liked? It made Dino not as playable.
Oh, yeah. You literally cannot play Dino. You literally cannot do that.
Yeah. That's probably like my most hated deck.
That's not allowed in that format.
Oh, yeah, like definitely thinking back on it, they should have just limited VFD, not ban it.
Because the 2 VFD was okay. That's too much.
Yeah.
The 2 VFD, that's too much.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm fine with VFD being banned.
I mean, I'm fine with it being banned.
I think we need a full super mega reset on the ban list. I'm fine with like 50 cards moving around on the ban list. I don't care.
Yeah.
I cheer for chaos.
Okay, here's like a
not
fringe,
chaos decks. I want
here's like a fringe
anarchy.
opinion. I think they should cut down on back row removal.
Ooh, hot take.
However, for give and take, we gotta limit Salt Judgment again.
Yeah.
If we're gonna hit Lightning Storm and evenly matched, we gotta limit Judgment.
What about Duster?
We gotta limit. Okay, ban Duster.
Duster needs to be rebanned.
We gotta limit goes and match rivalry of the warlords. There can be only one. All the floodgates have got to go if you hit back row destruction.
Yeah.
That's just too much. If I have summon limit, skill drain, and you don't have a back row, okay.
Dude, I'll never forget when that one man, he flipped rivalry. There could be only one, and he had a freaking inspect warrior out on me. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
How am I supposed to play the Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, I said Lily Bell. I was like, all right, we're just gonna sit here for 30 years.
This thing is 2,000 defense. Come on, you better have Smooth Mirror Shield.
But I'm not a fan of. I love trap decks. I love back row decks. I hate floodgates.
That's why I don't play floodgates and Altergeist when I play them.
Yeah.
I think that it is important to realize the difference between not liking the game and not having the fun in the game, and understanding that what we have right now, we could have a better format.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a lot better, that's for sure. Like, as much as I love the Shadal deck, Window's a problem.
Yeah.
Window's a problem.
Schism's a problem.
Schism, App Cologne, the whole all the new Shadal cards are a problem.
Which, if you're gonna hit that deck, how do you hit it?
Like if it was me not making money decisions, just banning a card for the betterment of the game, ban App Cologne.
Is App Cologne it? Every time we talk about this, or every time we talk to anybody about this, we get a different answer. I
ban App Cologne. What are you gonna do? You need search on Schism.
It's what makes the whole Nadir servant play.
You're gonna have to send it with contract and pick it up.
Yeah.
Which like my experience with Shadal, again, that was the deck I got back in the game with. I completely agree. Like, I hate playing App Cologne. Every single time I play it, I feel dirty.
What about banning Schism?
I mean, that's fine. But the deck's dead then.
That's what I'm saying.
The deck's not good without Schism.
Okay, well, if you have Schism, then does it turn into a 3-of? Ban App Cologne? Does Schism turn into a 3-of?
Nah, I don't think
no,
so.
You got just a hard draw 2-of?
You send it with contract and pick it up.
Yeah. Construct or Squam.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, this is part of my full Shadal combo, which was just if I open access to a construct, I had full combo, I would end with a set Schism. Even if I didn't hard draw it,
Yeah.
I'd end with the set schism.
Like, I think Abclone, because, like, not only does Abclone hinder the Shaddoll deck, like, the invoked Dogmatica deck doesn't even play Shaddoll cards, and it can still get it. Because
Yeah.
Nadir sends Abclone. Without Abclone, I'm not scared of Nadir.
So, do you think that Nadir is part of the problem?
I think if Nadir sends Abclone, we have a problem. If Nadir sends, like, Titaniclad, like,
Or Intis.
okay.
What about Intis?
Intis, alright, that's whatever, I guess. But if you're sending a card that says, I'm going to search a floodgate trap that summons Window, and I can send a card, and I get to discard a Shaddoll monster,
That's a little good.
it just does too much. Not to mention, in the Shaddoll deck, Abclone is way more broken, because it comes out and negates a card forever,
Yep. just as long as that card's face up on the field.
and it can't be destroyed by battle.
Yep.
And you can loop it. You can like endlessly loop it with the other trap card.
Yeah.
Incarnation or
Rest
whatever
just
it's called.
keeps doing
Rest
it.
it all
Keeps
incarnation.
doing
Yeah,
it.
incarnation. Oh my god, I've done that to people where you like link off with it, then you flip the trap card, bring it out, negate something, add it back with construct, do it again.
And both effects, you can use both effects in the same turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you think that Winda is at all the problem?
Oh, Winda's pretty real. But if you go back to a control format, Winda's terrible. Like, if you're playing in the Eldritch format, you'll summon Winda?
Okay.
Alright, send it. Summon it. Alright, get punched, 35, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, it's the format we're in.
Yeah?
It's the format we're going to be in, too, because Tri-Brigade are the same, more of the same, really.
Do you think that if Winda's banned, then the Shaddoll deck not having an end board, or do you think it still has an end
They don't
board?
have like a point that their opponent has to deal with it. Like, there's not a card that they have to deal with, because, like, Construct is just a catastrophe at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That foolish as a card. Abclone is a negate that literally can't, like, chain correctly. You can't really use it like a Veiler or anything. Like, the rest of their cards, they facilitate. Like, they win the game for you, but Winda makes it to where your opponent slows down enough for them to win the game for you. With that Winda, that deck's not real.
Right. So, is it still Abclone?
I think it's Abclone.
From a not money standpoint, just
Because even if you don't
health
have
of the
Nadir,
game?
you're still doing it. Like,
Yeah.
Shaddoll decks are still going to be Shaddoll decks without Nadir. They're still having, like, the Tribe Shaddoll deck is still successful. Like, what's his name?
Back.
Pack proves that.
Yeah. Balling on a budget.
Yep.
There was one more question that I wanted. Oh, I remember. So, do you
Sorry,
think...
we it's been a long day. We both have lots of decision fatigue right now.
Yeah, it's like 1 a.m.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it definitely
Yeah.
is.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I feel bad. You'll have an hour drive after this.
Nah, ain't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I got a Red Bull in the fridge. So, moving from here, do you think that when we leave this format, you will have fond memories of this format? A format that you remember and you're like, hey, I like that format? Or do you like, yeah, it's whatever. I'm done with it.
Okay, so if I was on the outside looking in, I'd say this format is terrible. But I've been to a lot of out of the town events lately, and I've had some really good successes. So personally, I liked it because I won a case tournament. I got second at a case tournament, and then like a couple other things were fun. But
Right.
all in all, I really don't like it, to be honest. There's just too much.
For me personally, like the best part about going to tournaments is just going to the tournaments.
Yeah.
You hang out with your boys, you see some friends from out of town, and then you have to sit there and play Yu-Gi-Oh for like 7 rounds. But it's okay, because then you just go hang out with the boys again.
Right.
Yeah, so
That's where all my fond memories come from.
See, like,
hanging out with the boys.
Like right now, I feel like we haven't got to go to like big out of town events, like more than 3 hours away. But like, if I had to go to a big event in this format and like go to YCS was like 12 rounds or 11, 12 rounds, I feel like I would go hang out with the boys, and I felt like I would have to go play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Like it would be a chore to go over there and play this game.
It's like the opposite of the last YCS Dallas we went to, where we hung out, we were all fun, we were all like having fun and everything, but we were supposed to have fun that day playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and then we were
And then no one did.
To be fair, we were a little worse for wear from the night's activity.
Okay, absinthe is a real drink. Okay,
Don't drink absinthe and then go to a YCS, kids. It's not fun.
don't waste your 2-round buy VIP by drinking absinthe the night before.
Bruh. That sounds horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
It was good at the time.
yeah, but it's not really the cards that are being played; it's the friends you make along the way.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
it's the secret of the One Piece, bro. It's
Oh
the
my
friends
God.
make it along the way.
That's it. I'm going to be honest. If it wasn't for some of the people that I had met playing this game, some of the times that I've enjoyed, why are we here? You know what I mean? Like, that YCS Austin experience. At the time, dude, one of the worst experiences of my life.
Yeah,
Horrible, dude. Not just, like, the actual in-game play of the event. Everything about that event, dude. What was it, like a 6-hour drive there? Oh, yeah, dude. It was forever out there. We get out there. We stayed with my sister's house an hour away from the event. And even then, 6-hour drive there, hour back and forth, commute to the event. And the whole event went horribly for me. Every piece of that. And I look on that with the fondest memories. Mm-hmm. Because I just had a lot of fun with friends.
Oh yeah, like I barely remember any of my games outside of I played 3 Murmel in a row, and I made a Murmel player sweat. That's all I remember.
Right.
I know I played a lot more Yu-Gi-Oh that day, but I don't remember any of it.
I think I made it 6 rounds into that YCS before I finally dropped. And the only things I remember from the actual tournament were getting Nibiru for 3 turns in a row in a Salamangreat mirror match. And then the final round, when I was playing against a Thunder Dragon player, and he made 2 Titans, then overlaid him for a Gustav Max, burned me for 2K, and then made the big, like, super dreadnought train and, like, OTK'd the crap out of me. I'm like, what is happening right now?
I'm gonna sell it so much. That deck's so fair, dude.
Salads?
That deck's too.
Salamangreat.
That deck's so fair, man.
It is okay. So a buddy of mine,
I love that deck.
decided on a whim because he's super into fire monsters. So just on a whim, bought through the Salamangreat structure deck, and I played against him. Dude, that deck is so much fun just to watch.
Yeah.
The mirror is the closest thing to old Yu-Gi-Oh I've seen in a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you playing in that format?
No.
That format was pretty.
We
good.
came back. Right when we came back, we found out they shut down all live events because of COVID.
Oh, I see.
We literally
okay.
haven't played a live, like, we haven't played any regionals, no YCSs, nothing. It's the only reason I'm considering playing the remote dual YCS.
Same.
That was a really fun deck. I think that was a great deck.
It got a lot of people into the game.
Yeah.
When
Like-
that structure that came out, the numbers for like YCS is like jump.
Regionals capped
Yeah.
everywhere across
Jesus.
the United States when that structure came out.
and
Right.
You only needed 3 of it, and like you had to get 3 Sunlight Wolves from like the set,
And they're rare.
They're rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the most new player friendly deck
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it's from the anime.
Yep, anime. They did right with that. They hit the perfect formula for that deck. It was good. It was highly consistent. It was people are gonna know the deck because they watched the anime. Like it just the stars aligned for that deck.
And it wasn't really like a super difficult deck to play, if I'm not mistaken.
No, like you do your combo. Your opening combo is the same combo every game. Like
Yeah.
summon Gazelle, just summon Gazelle. But it's after that, it's like how you use your resources is like where the skill in the deck kind of came from.
You gotta know how to manage resources in that deck.
Yeah. Unless you were me, you just played like the Fusion Fire OTK. And you just kept smacking people with the
The fusion was hilarious.
That sounds absolutely hysterical.
That's one of the fairest decks that's come out in a very long time.
But even though it was fair, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
But I was fine with that.
And they killed
Yeah.
it. I was so mad.
Like when they limited Gazelle, I'm like, this is okay.
Yeah, that and Circle got limited.
And the deck, I think the deck was funner after that.
Yeah.
But then they hit Mirage Stallion, and I'm like, what are you doing?
That was their attempt at a nuke it all ban list.
And I'm like, what are you? That card did not deserve that.
Yeah.
As I like to call it, a scorched earth ban list.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
card did not deserve. Like they came after Electromite. That deck wasn't even doing anything. He was sitting off to the sideline.
This
He's
is
like,
the-
"Oh, you're dead now."
January 2020 ban list or January 2019?
2020, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like they hit.
They banned Colossus.
Yeah, they banned Colossus.
Yeah.
They hit Mirage Deli, who was just kind of sitting, just kind of sitting there minding his own business.
They limited like Servant of Endymion, and then banned Electromite.
Yeah.
They hit something else in that deck, didn't they?
But yeah, it was the two. That
Was it the two? Okay, because I remember Triff like
Electromite just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
They had to come for Servant too.
like
Jesus.
Triff like said, "Oh yeah, it's still the best deck," and he like went to a regional before the bans were in play. and then still top 4 the regional.
He wasn't even playing her.
Yeah, no, he was playing with the band.
He left her. Yeah, he left her out of his deck to prove a point.
That's
hilarious.
Hey, pettinesses can eventually lead to great inventions.
Yeah. I've been playing back end meta for like a year now. I just don't know how I feel about it. I can't come up with words to tell you how I feel about it. I don't know if I'm like, this is the game I love, or if it's like, this is a different game. Why am I even playing this?
Like, because if you play GOAT format a lot more, like I have lately, like I haven't played. Like today was the first advanced like standard format game I've had in weeks, months, like maybe a month
3
or
months
so.
for me,
Yeah. I've been playing GOAT. That's all I've been playing, and like playing GOAT and looking at the game now, I'm like, wow,
pretty toxic.
This isn't the same game, and it's like I drew my combo. Yay! I've memorized this line of play. Like I don't have to think that much.
Yeah, I know. Me and John we played a game today that was just
that was
spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean, even though we went into time, I mean, it was the best game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I've played in months.
You don't get games like that in like advanced format anymore.
You really don't.
I did today, and it really surprised me when I played that Eldritch guy. It was really grindy, and it was really close the whole way. That was, I can't believe that we had a game like that in advance. Like, you'll get little nuggets like that sometimes when
the last time we really had like a format like that, it was that Sky Striker, Salamangre, Thunder Dragon format, because it was really grindy.
Yeah.
Because like Sky Striker forced every deck to grind. Like, because if they got set up, you're not beating that.
Sky Striker was so good that you had to play at their tempo because like the deck was so broken.
I've heard that people call that, what was it? Was it Orcus in that format? So
Orcus was there too.
Yeah.
Orcus, Thunder Dragon, Sky Striker, and Salads, and they call it with the Eternal format.
Yeah.
Was it that good?
It was a good format. It's better than the one we have now, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we were complaining at the time because like
everybody complains at the time.
Yeah, at the time.
Until the Thunder Dragon was found out. Until Thunder Dragon was solved, the format was great.
That's whenever like they started incorporating like the dangers and the dragons.
The Danger Thunder Dragon Chaos deck was not okay.
Yeah,
it's not okay.
That's the deck that got the little black
that
and white
card
dragons
got
limited.
every card banned.
Really?
Brilliant Fusion.
Really?
Yeah.
Snow, Eclipse Wyvern.
Yeah.
White and black got limited. That
wow.
deck.
It's
the Dangers got limited.
Dangers got limited.
That deck cost so many cards to go on the ban list.
Yeah. Was it that good?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, it was. You put a Colossus out there.
Yeah.
Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss.
Zombie Stein.
Yeah, you put Harp Harbinger. And you're sitting back here holding like a whole hand ready to like go when they break your board.
Yeah, and one of those negates was free because you had Augur Pain back then.
That's wild.
People complain about LP, like, dude, they forget about Augur Pain. That card was ridiculous.
Augur Pain was ridiculous, yeah. And like Colossus cannot die, so there's that.
Wow.
It was ridiculous, that's for sure.
It was a legit, 4 to 5 negate.
Go ahead, have engaged. You can't play it.
Yeah. I feel like the deck of this format that needed to get solved was the Invoke Dogmatica Shadal deck. That deck needed to get built, created, and solved before it was like tier 1.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's where it sits.
The problem we're having with online formats, everybody's moved to online and stuff, and they can play a lot more, and so they don't have to go to events. Decks are getting, like, the Eldritch Synchro deck. Remember this. Yeah, the Eldritch Synchro deck should not have been created as fast as it was. A deck like that should not have been solved that quick.
That deck, whenever the Eldritch set came out, that deck changed tournament by tournament.
Yep.
Every single week it was a different version until we finally got that Jet Synchron combo version.
A deck doesn't, in a regular format, doesn't get solved until the very end. Sometimes it doesn't get solved until after when people are playing retro.
Yeah.
GOAT didn't get solved until now.
Yeah.
This happened within a span of 3 weeks.
Yeah, since there was so much online tournaments going on and so much online play because of the thing going on.
Okay, so basically the people were cycling through ideas a lot quicker.
A lot quicker. Yeah. Like the Yu-Gi-Oh community came online en masse for the first time, and it just accelerated the game. Like they were able to test so much more faster on the online events because they'll get an online event, play through it, either lose and then move on to the next event because
And
it's
just
like
keep going.
just dropping pods, like
Yeah,
keep going.
That deck
Right.
and the Animaster
Exchange
deck
ideas.
was constantly changing back and forth.
Like
It was
the
crazy.
Eldritch deck should have took a whole format to get solved, and it probably got lighter treatment on the ban list if it had more time. But it was solved so
Interesting.
quickly, and it was so broken so fast.
Do you think that the ability to solve a deck quickly now has changed how we play the game? Having all these online formats?
Yeah, because there's like no chance to find out anything for yourself. Like, because like even if you go and you go look at a deck list from a deck that just topped yesterday, okay. Let's say the deck had just come out. The next tournament, you playing that version of the deck, it's just not going to be it. Because the next iteration of the deck's going to be better than the one you're playing.
Right.
Until it finally gets solved, and then there's nothing you can do to it. Because like you think there's something you can do to it, but this is probably the most optimal way to play this deck now.
Like
And there's nothing you can add to it to make it better.
you go back and you'll get the Eldritch deck.
Yeah.
It's a trap deck. Who the hell thought you were gonna put Jet Synchrons in it and then put off these really big combos? That shouldn't happen.
And you have 9 ways to it.
Yeah.
You have 1 for 1. You have 3 tuning. You have 3 Jet Synchron. You have Halka Fabrics. There's so many ways to Jet. It's unreal.
Right.
You can in that deck you would play Valor because it's a tuner.
How fabrics?
Because you could summon Eldritch, normal summon Valor, and then you have your full combo.
You had people normal summoning Ash Blossom and using it and the Eldritch trap cards to make Boral Savage.
You could in phase Sanguine out Ash from your deck if you controlled Eldritch and then make Hulk with it.
That was a real
Wow.
Jesus. But I mean, that is part of just how Yu-Gi-Oh functions because a lot of other card games cycle out sets after a while. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot easier to balance out because you know exactly what's in the meta. It's what you just put out.
Yep.
Compared to Yu-Gi-Oh where you got to balance everything against stuff that was released back in 1998.
That's why I think the game is so magical.
Oh,
Yeah.
There are cards that are out there that you'll never think will get played until they are.
And when they are, they get banned. Smoke grenade.
Because we look back at it, if you really think about it, go back and look at the Dino Rabbit Wind Up and Zector format. You think that format was solved?
No.
Can you
Absolutely
give me an
not.
example of why it's not solved? Because I have the
One
perfect
card.
example to tell you why it's not solved.
Because if people were smart, they would have been either siding or maining Neko Main King.
Because if they were smart, they'd go first turn Lagia, set Vanity's Emptiness.
Oh.
Yeah,
Vanity's Emptiness was at 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a common. that
People
was
didn't
50
find that
cents.
card until E-Dragon format.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Came out of Star Strike Blast.
well then.
Pretty good.
But yeah. Like I said, then you definitely get that kind of thing. But like I said, then you also get issues where you got to balance everything out with literally over 10,000 cards now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why we know this is because they, for the 10,000th card, released a card called 10,000 Dragon to celebrate that.
Not a good card, but cool.
It's not a good card, but it's a cool concept.
Very expensive card.
It's a very cool looking card if you've ever seen one.
Oh, yeah.
And since there's 10,000 cards in the game, but there's millions of Yu-Gi-Oh players that are massively online all at one time, decks get solved about at 4 times the rate they did before.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And as more and more tournaments move to an online standard, and more players play in these tournaments, and more of these decks get played in different ways, they're going to get solved quicker. It's just how things are these days. But that doesn't mean a format's solved.
Nope.
I mean, Go format's still getting innovated 17 years later.
That's insane.
With a limited card pool.
Yeah.
With a limited card pool.
Extremely limited.
Compared to what we have today.
Because it all depends. I think Go also depends on like your locals. If Chaos overtakes your locals, the one guy that shows up with Warrior is just gonna beat everybody.
Right.
And then all right, let's all play Warrior, guys. Let's all play Warrior. And then Goat shows up and just kills everyone.
Yep.
And then it just
And
goes
we're back to
cycles.
chaos.
It goes in the circle. It goes in the circle.
The great goat loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until you're all playing Burn and World Magic
Yeah.
Library FTK.
Playing-
Empty
playing
jar.
Empty Jar, Feather the Phoenix deck.
I don't want to talk about it, man.
Until it just disintegrates into degeneracy.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it too much. A quarter of the field today was Burn. a quarter.
I got killed with a card today I didn't even know existed.
Judgment of Anubis
Yeah.
for game.
Yeah.
For match.
I tried to heavy storm his back row, and he flipped that card. I'm like, okay, what does that do? He like negated it and killed my Mystic Tomato and won by 200 life points.
Yeah. Only reason why I know that card exists is because I have an ultra rare copy of it.
I heavied a guy. There was more than one person playing Judgment of Anubis.
I saw after the tournament.
There was like 3 guys playing Judgment of Anubis. That crazy?
So
You know what? As long as they didn't win and get validated, I'm okay with that.
No, one of them got top 4.
They didn't win. It's all right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But like not only that, like I said, one of them during my second round was against one of them, and whenever he sat down across from me, one of the other ones walked up and said, "Don't make us look like chumps," because it was being recorded. Oh, I made him look like a chump.
Didn't we have the first recorded match of the day?
Yeah.
Yep, I was up next.
Yeah, I think those matches are going to be up on YouTube.
Yep.
There's going to be a handful of matches up on YouTube on
Yeah,
the Team Dark Arm Dealings channel.
I was about to ask if you got the name of the channel.
Yep, we'll drop a link to the channel in the description below. But, fellas, I think we're out of time. Actually, we're 20 minutes past out of time, but it'll be all right.
It was just a fascinating conversation.
Yeah. There wasn't really like a good place to cut it off, so here we are. But we'll cut it off now. Thank you everybody so much for listening. I'm Sonny. This is Caleb. You can find links to all of our information in the description. You'll find links to the Dark Arm Dealings channel. And anything else you want to take us out with, Mason, John?
That'll be it. Look for me and Aaron's channel, Top Tier Gaming on YouTube.
Yep.
We're gonna get
We'll
started.
have a link to that in the description. Also.
He's doing some like weird meta jank stuff, but I think I'm gonna
When is he not?
I think I'm gonna do some like maybe some good information on there.
That boy's got problems.
He's playing Earth Machine right now and cheats every time. But okay.
I mean,
Good old MIT.
If you know what the cards do.
Right.
Can we normalize calling that deck MIT?
Yes.
I love it.
So do I.
All right, y'all heard it here first.
MIT? Machina Infinitrack. Perfect.
I mean, then it also kind of works because was it a Massachusetts Institute of Technology?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's perfect.
You gonna learn today.
That's it.
Oh my god.
Going to school, you boy.
I think we've all learned something today. All right, that's going to take us out. Good night, everybody.
Take care, guys.
See ya.
Peace.